Before I begin any sequence of movements, I like to start in a position called constructive rest. Basically what that does is it eliminates tension on the pelvis, and through that elimination of tension, the spine is allowed to drop down into the floor. Oftentimes when we rush into class, our pelvises are locked into forward rotation. Our breath is beating heavily from driving quickly to the studio. So constructive rest allows you to rest, draw the body inward, bring the breath to a comfortable diaphragmatic place, and continue to increase your sensation, increase your acute awareness to sense movement in the body, to increase muscle control. So I'd like to demonstrate constructive rest now. So in constructive rest, the pelvis is neutralized by the distance the ankles are from the pelvis. The ankles should not be in this position because it locks the pelvis and doesn't allow it to rotate freely. And so you want to bring the heels further down the mat so that the angle between the thigh and the calf is equal. Secondly, you'll bring your awareness to the shoulders, to the hands and arms, and you may need to make some adjustments. Just find the most comfortable place. You can rotate, putting the palms down, rolling palms up, or even resting on the abdomen. Whatever creates a sense of stillness in the body, increasing your awareness. If there's any tension in the shoulders, you're going to have the inability to focus. So you want to find the most comfortable position to begin with. Once you find that position, bring your awareness to the sensations of breathing. Maybe feel the coolness on the inhalation at the tips of the nostrils and the warmth of the exhalation. Drawing your awareness then into the abdomen, breathing diaphragmatically. The belly will rise into the air as you inhale and fall, retreat towards the spine on the exhalation. Rising on the inhalation and sinking on the exhalation. Continue forward with this diaphragmatic breathing, and it'll bring the body into a parasympathetic state, further increasing awareness, slowing the heart rate, and increasing your awareness to sensations within the body. So the posture or the sequence of movements evolves from the constructive rest pose. And we're going to begin to just feel comfortable with articulating the arms over the head. So we're going to start by bringing the arms up at the height of the shoulder. And as the right arm moves upward into the air, we're going to turn the head to the left. Very slowly. And then back down to its original position. And then we're going to bring the left arm into the air, turning our head to the right. And we're going to do this at least 3 to 5 times on each side. So the idea is to move very consciously, slowly, and with fluidity. And we're also cross-patterning. So we're taking the movement and we're drawing it out of the reflex system and drawing it into the voluntary system, which inhibits this habituation of forward flexion and medial rotation of the shoulders. So once you've established this comfortable position of alternating one arm over the head and the other arm over the head, we're going to start to synchronize the movement. Again, this requires a little more thought, and that thought is the key that draws it out of reflex patterning. So we want this rational, we want this sense that we have to think about what we're doing, because then we're sensing and feeling the muscles more clearly. So after just a minute or so of that, you can bring the arms back down, shoulder height, and then scan the body. Very important phase. Scan the body, but also be aware of the contrasts in the soles of the feet, in the hips, and the pelvis, and you may notice a change from the beginning sequence to now. And now we're going to further advance the movement, and as the right hand moves over the head, we're going to take the knees down to the left side and roll slowly onto our sides and draw the elbow into the midsection of the chest. Returning the hand and arm over the head, rolling over, doing the same thing on the opposite side. Again, cross-patterning. The movement becomes little more multidimensional. We're moving out of linear patterns at this time through rotation, and we're differentiating. We're doing several things at the same time. Again, it draws us out of reflex, making the movement a little more complex. So once you become comfortable rolling the body from one side to another, the sequence is going to evolve to rest on a single side and an articulation through the shoulder joint and a rotation laterally as the arm swings down behind the back. And as the arm traces over the head, it's reaching, and then we turn into medial rotation and move into flexion, drawing the elbow deep into the midline, into the abdominal cavity of the body. Then through an extension, and you're sensing very clearly the scapula changing positions against the rib cage. A reaching through the arm, and then a flexion through the front of the body. So we're engaging in a process called reciprocal inhibition. We're contracting and decontracting muscles, and then their antagonistic muscles are doing the same. So as we pull down through the front of the body, we're releasing tension into the posterior back, and then as we draw the arm over the head, we're contracting muscles in the posterior of the shoulder and opening through the front of the chest, through the front of the shoulder. So we're moving through the entire range of motion, but you're becoming acutely aware of the range of motion of the shoulder joint. Extension to the midline, and then a lateral rotation, palm up, and then circling down behind the back. As you gain more flexibility, you can rotate less through the spine. You can hold the spine fixed and just reach through the shoulder. You'll see my spine is fixed. I'm arching through the back. This takes extreme flexibility, muscle control. And again, I'll move through the sequence that we should begin in. So here, extension, lateral rotation, then opening through the back, rolling down onto the back at first. Getting increased range of motion through the shoulder joint by utilizing rotation in the spine. And then you can increase the efficiency of speed as you start to repattern the joint. Ultimately, alternating from one side to another. Moving with fluidity in and out of the pose. Extension, flexion, extension, flexion. Scanning in constructive rest, completing the sequence and becoming aware of the changes in the shoulder, in the scapula, in the rib cage, muscles in the chest, and the entire spine.